Welcome to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission, and brought to you by Surdike Yamaha, our veterinary, Polylift Boat Lifts, Show Me Zero from MoDOT, and Lake Ozark Real Estate. Jonathan Hartenstein, the broker associate. You can see we are here at the School of the Osage, home of the Indians. Head coach Shannon Jolly with us this week. You had a pretty tough task last Friday night, the defending state champions from Blair Oaks, and I was keeping an eye on that game. You guys played them pretty tough. They pulled away late, but you played them really a good game, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I don't know if we played them a good game. We played a good first half, and I think try to put things in perspective. And our kids came out, and I think they were super aggressive, and we got after. We were fortunate to get a couple turnovers, but you know, that all comes and goes. But in year three, to be able to put a good half against an outstanding opponent is a positive thing to build off of.
Yeah, absolutely. And you say year three, this is your third year back with Osage, rebuilding this program. First year was tough. Last year shocked the world, kind of. In fact, this year is kind of turning out to be kind of like a carbon copy of last year so far, because last year you lost the first three games, got it turned around, went on a 7-game win streak, and with the same basic schedule. Game number 4 last year was against Eldon, game number 4 this year against Eldon as well. So what did you like from Friday night's game from your team that you saw against Blair Oaks?
I just thought our attitude, we came out in the first half and competed really hard, even from the opening kickoff. I mean, there were a lot of good things that happened, and had a special teams turnover, which is big for us. But I just like the fact that, you know, we kind of, you know, pinned our ears back and went after it in that first half. And, you know, they scored right before the end of the half. It would have been a 21-14 game. It's been a long time since it's been a one-score game against those guys. But, you know, it's just about putting the pieces together. And when you can put 2 quarters together like that, it's good stuff. Then you try to get to 3 and then 4. And this is kind of what I'm used to in the building process of not getting too much too early. And like I said, last year was a little bit of a unique situation, you know, to get into year 2 and pull off 7 wins. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talk about what you liked. What have you seen the first 3 weeks that you really want to have your guys work on, get better at?
You know, I just think our practice habits need to get better throughout the week. We got to come down here excited about practicing. And I don't know, if you walk around our country today, it's kind of hard to find that attitude of like, hey, I'm going to get after it no matter what I'm doing or when I'm doing it. And so we're trying to create a mindset that we want to have pride in the way that we do things. And right now our practice habits are a little subpar, but you can say some of it is because of our maturity, because of our age, but at some point that goes out the window and you got to start putting the pieces together. So, you know, a little bit about our practice habits and preparation are a little disappointing right now.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier in the season. You lost, 17 guys off last year's team, got a lot of youngsters on this year's team, and so that's a part of the process, I'm guessing, is teaching those guys those practice habits.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's just hard to convince kids, hey, you're not that far off from the guy in front of you that graduated last year. And, you know, that's something that they have to believe and not necessarily a coach can talk about. So, but we're getting there. I love this group. I mean, this group has a great attitude. You know, they're great teammates and they've been fun to coach. Like I told them Friday night, I said, I'm disappointed. The reason I'm disappointed is because I want you guys to win right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. This Friday night's game is Osage at Eldon on Lake TV, so we're really excited about this one. Great rivalry. You've coached both of these teams over the years, so we'll talk more about that when we come back on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Being a successful Laker athlete takes hard work, discipline, and teamwork, much like our work here at Polylift Boat Lifts. If you envision your team being the best, you will be the best. The effort you put into building your team and working together as one unit always pays off. And remember, Lakers, who's got it better than us? Congratulations to all the Laker athletes from all of us at Polylift Boat Lifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We're here at Osage, home of the Indians, who will be on the road Friday night at Eldon. Great rivalry from over the years. Eldon Mustangs on a bit of a roll, 2-1 with a big, huge win last week. Interesting for you, you have been the head coach of both of these schools over the years, have had winning programs, gone off deep into the playoffs with both of the schools. So playing Eldon must bring back some memories.
You know, each year I think we're going to bring this back. I have some great relationships that I had built in Eldon as I've here, and you know, when you strip it down, it's about what we talked about earlier, right? Doing a good job where you're at, be great where you are, and so the expectations that we had set when I was there, our kids in the Eldon community responded very well and received my family very well, and being back here where I very first started is it's been a unique situation, but really it's just about doing the right things and doing them the right way, and you'll find success.
Yeah. Last year, again, we talked earlier in the show, a lot of similarities between last year and this year. Eldon started out 3-0 last year. You went into that game 4 and beat up on them pretty good, and that really turned your season around. Kind of a same scenario. You're 0-3, they're 2-1. Do you feel like if you guys go in, get things done right, that might turn some momentum around for you?
If we had a roster full of juniors and seniors, I'd probably agree with you, but with our younger guys, it's kind of difficult to see where they're at and take their temperature, you know, on a weekly basis. But like I said before, whether it happens this week or next week, it's going to happen. We have a roster filled with good football players and good kids, and regardless of this week, I'm very confident that it's going to happen here. And delayed gratification is a tough one sometimes to swallow, but that's what we're looking for. And you know, and this week it's Eldon that we're looking at.
Yeah. What do they like to do that you need to be aware of and stop?
You know, I don't know if there's anything they like to do. I know, you know, obviously their quarterback has been an outstanding baseball player for us. They had a really successful baseball season, so I think they're getting that taste of winning in their mouth. They've thrown the ball a little bit more than they have in the past, but I'm not sure that one thing stands out that they're specifically trying to do.
And how about your guys? What do you want your guys to go in Friday night and try to get done to pull off the W?
Well, we have to have ball control. We turned the ball over 3 times on Friday night, which is uncharacteristic of us, but those are more from mental errors and bad decisions. So taking care of the football and just matching the intensity. The intensity is going to be sky high. Like, you know, it's a big game, and everybody's excited about it. And the first 5 minutes of that game are going to tell a lot about how the end of it, I think, is going to go.
And what makes these rivalries fun sometimes? I mean, your history with both schools and everything, but these kids know each other. They grew up knowing each other. They play them in all the other sports, so there is a lot of bragging rights on the line.
Yeah, no, that part of it is exciting, and the part of rivalries is awesome. I think it's just when the adults get involved.
Yeah.
I think when the kids are involved and they can kind of chirp at each other at a basketball game or do that, I think it all stays fun. And we talked about it. We ran 7-on-7 against Eldon this year, and it's just important for us to respect our opponents and our kids to appreciate what Eldon, you know, what those football players do and their coaches do, the same with our coaches. So we're excited about an extra, you know, excitement to our game. But again, it's a week 4 game.
Absolutely, ought to be a good one. You can see it right here on Lake TV Friday night. Osage at Eldon, pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Coming up next, we're going to travel across town, talk with the Camdenton Lakers, and get a preview of their game Friday night. Week 4 of the high school football season brings another great rivalry game on Lake TV. Friday night, William Holtz and Mike Bissell bring you Osage and Eldon. They've split the last 2 games, so will it be the Indians or the Mustangs coming away with bragging rights this year? It all starts at 6:30 Friday with the COMC pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7. High school football Friday night, Eldon and Osage on Lake TV.
A message for everyone using the roads. That's you drivers and riders, evening runners and those running errands, lake dippers and road trippers, fun havers and adventure seekers. Help make the roads safer by doing 4 simple steps. Buckle up, phone down, slow down, and drive sober. That's it. 4 simple steps that have been proven to prevent traffic deaths. That means more rides, runs, laughter, life. After all, simple actions save lives.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
And welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. As you can see, we have made our way to Camdenton, home of the Lakers, here on the practice field at Camdenton High School. Head coach Parr Pitts, and coach, you come off a very nice win, improved to 2-1, pretty decisive against Waynesville on Friday night.
You know, I felt like our offense was clicking for sure. Defensively, we were really dominant early. A little wavering there in the second and third quarter, but you know, I felt like overall our team played extremely well, extremely hard, bouncing back from a loss. That's always tough to do, you know, and tough for an old guy like me to do. But our kids just did an amazing job preparing and coming out and playing well.
It's interesting how some teams can fall into patterns. It's like the first game against Raleigh, you jump out fast, kind of hit a lull, and then you come back strong. You almost did that same thing on Friday night. Is that something that the team does, or is that just kind of flukish?
Well, you know, I was looking at it. We haven't given up a point in the first quarter in all 3 games, and we've scored 14 in each first quarter. So there's probably some sort of data that would say that what we're doing in the first quarter isn't carrying to the second quarter, or maybe something they're not doing in the first quarter they have ready for the second quarter, you know. So we do need to focus in and be better in the second quarter in terms of like being able to keep them off the board, and that'll give us a big advantage as we go through.
You know, and that is a thing in sports, high school and college especially. I played on a high school basketball team. We could not play in the third quarter. Every game, big lead, whatever, we just could not play in the third quarter, and we knew it. It got into our heads.
Yeah,
you know?
So we haven't made a big deal about it. We do want a fast start, and that's what we're doing. You know, we just got to have a fast second quarter. I think that's what needs to be our approach.
So what did you like Friday night from your team?
You know, I liked our in our passing game, we were spreading the ball around when it needed to be. We were making plays after the catch. I thought our protection was good up front. We continue to have to work with the run game. They had 6 in the box, which is more of a challenge for us to run the football. You know, makes it the numbers are much more even. So we have to get better at that when the numbers are even. We're really good when the numbers are in our favor. So I like that part of our game. I thought our defense played physical. You know, they have 11 guys near or on the line of scrimmage running the football, and we matched that, and our physicality was good. I like both of those things. And our special teams, we didn't have to punt this week, which was a benefit.
Wow, yeah.
And you know, I felt like that our special teams were effective.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay. And the stuff you've seen Friday night and the last 3 weeks, you want your team to focus on and get better at?
You know, we want to, like we talked about it yesterday in our coaches meeting, we want to get better and focus on tackling, being a great blocker with leverage. Those are the things that are going to win or lose games as you go down the road. And sometimes you get caught up in the scheme and those kind of things, what you're going to do. That, you know, our schemes have to be sound, have to be ready, but we have to be great blockers and tacklers, you know, and that's what we're going to try to get better at.
Sometimes it just comes down to that, doesn't it? It's the fundamentals sometimes, you know, we used to say putting your helmet on them, but now you have to say putting shoulder pads on them or something.
You know,
like that.
and getting leverage, you know, knowing where the ball carrier is going to be and getting leverage with your blocks, leverage with your tackles. So many tackles are missed because somebody over pursues and leaves the cutback lane. And so you have to know where the help is. You have to know where your attack point needs to be. And we want to focus on that as we go through really the rest of the season and spend time getting better at all those things. And then all the schemes become better when you're better at those things.
Absolutely. And that's something that carries over to every level, because you see that in college and pro football,
For sure.
the over pursuing, the bad angles and stuff like that. So that's good stuff. So we're talking with head coach Parr Pitts, Camdenton Lakers. We'll take a look at who they've got on the schedule this Friday night. Game number 4 coming up right here on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
Whatever it is that pulls you in, Yamaha is here to elevate every moment and bring you closer to where you need to be. That's the power of the water.
Visit Surdike Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Exclusive lake luxury is hard to come by nowadays, but that's exactly what's available at the Villages at Shawnee Bend.
Whatever your lake dream, the Villages can make it a reality. Stake the claim to your lake paradise in the lake's premier luxury home development, the Villages at Shawnee Bend.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. Here with head coach Parr Pitts, Camdenton Lakers 2-1 after a big win over Waynesville last week. This week, your first road game, Coach. You head to Springfield, I think, right, to play Parkview?
Yeah, we're playing at Parkview in our first road trip for our whole crew. Of course, our JV's been on the road for 3 straight weeks, and so they're seasoned at it. But we're getting our whole group there and getting ready for a Friday night. That's going to be one of our challenges as we go through this week. But you know, our guys are ready, and you know, we'll have all the pieces in place.
And we were talking about this Parkview team. They're 0-3, but it might be the best 0-3 team in the state because they've lost to really good teams like Lebanon and Bolivar right off the bat.
Yeah, you know, they're doing some really good things on both sides of the ball. They play hard. They're physical up front. They've got guys that can really make some dynamic plays on the offensive end. It's just one of those things. If a break goes here or there, they're right in those games for sure. And so, you know, we know that every time we go out and play, we have to assume that we're going to get the best that anybody has, and hopefully they know that as well, that we're going to give our best as we go. So I was just telling somebody just about an hour ago that every time you play, somebody has a chance to win, somebody has a chance to not win.
Yeah.
And so we know we got to be prepared and go out there and play as hard as we can.
This Parkview team is interesting because their football is usually not that good. Their basketball is usually very good. How does that happen at a school where one program can be iffy and the other program can be great? Actually, it's kind of the history of Camdenton in a way. Football's always been great. Basketball's always kind of been iffy.
You know, it's you know, it's the same kids are playing all those things, you hope. And so, you know, some of it's confidence, some of it is expectation, some of it is just the competition that you're playing can really gain a lot of advantages maybe that you don't have. So, you know, I look at it where Parkview, we've played them, I've been here 10 years, this is my 10th season, and they've had good players every year that we play them, and we've had some tough games with them and some situations where, you know, we had to battle for 4 quarters. So I expect that we're going to have to play for 4 quarters this Friday too.
What's going to be the key Friday night to being able to win on the road?
You know, I think that you've got to be turnover-free, or as turnover-free as you can be. You got to cause turnovers. You got to be solid in special teams. It's always tough when you go on the road. Special teams have got to travel with you, you know. And then defensively, you got to not give up the big play. And that's probably what we talked about at the very beginning was we got to be better blockers and tacklers than we were a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and that'll put us in a position to be successful.
Absolutely. These guys, your guys, have been playing Laker football growing up. How early do they start?
You know, we have 2nd grade
Wow.
playing tackle football. Not everybody does that, but, you know, we have a youth league going all the way to 6th grade, and then we have 7th and 8th grade within our school system. And then, you know, we have a freshman team, we have a JV team, so everybody gets an opportunity to play, because that's one of the things about football. You can't really go and play at any time because it takes so much and so many people and all the stuff, so you have to take advantage when you get that opportunity. And so, you know, our guys hopefully are developing as they come up from 2nd grade on up.
There you go, and it shows on the field. Head coach Parr Pitts says they get ready for another tough one on Friday night. That is your COMC High School Football Coaches Show, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center and brought to you by Surdike Yamaha, our veterinary, Polylift Boat Lifts, Show Me Zero from MoDOT, and Lake Ozark Real Estate, Jonathan Hartenstein, owner associate. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.